Hello there. How are you? I'm Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper, coming to you once again. Family, thank you so much for joining me. And those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you, thank you. And all of my new subscribers, welcome. Welcome aboard. And those of you who have not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe, push that bell. Every time I'll load new material, you will be alerted. Thank you for joining me on today. I'm excited about being with you. I want to talk about something that when I did my last live, a young individual by the name of Chris said, why don't you let us know what a shadow walker is? So let's talk about the shadow, SHAWOD walker. The shadow walker is the new supply that is jealous of the old supply, and they are filled with the old supply. They're obsessed with the old supply. They're on social media looking, seeing what they're doing. Sometimes they even stalk the old supply. Why? Because the narcissist usually pump the new supply with all of the wonderful things that the old supply do, and they tell the new supply that the old supply is obsessed with them, and the new supply feel inferior, feel insecure, and that makes the new supply do everything in their power to hold on to the narcissist. So the narcissist use the old supply, and they're usually lying. Sometimes the old supply is so glad to be discarded or escape until it's new, and they're just wanting out. They don't want to hoover, they want out. And those that sometimes the old supply do want the narcissist back because they're not done with them, but the new supply is still obsessed with the old supply. And what happened is the old supply don't feel an obligation to respond to the new supply. If they get your number and call you because they don't went through their phone, or they got information on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, don't respond to them. You're not obligated to answer the new supply. And the only way the old supply want to answer the new supply is because you're not done. You've been discarded. You're hurt. And you're thinking they're now getting what I want. Because what the narcissist does with the old supply is they would post all kind of pictures, make the new supply look like they're very happy, make the new supply look like they're getting everything that you wanted from the narcissist, would let you know that the narcissist knew what they could give you and purposely withheld that from you. And now they are doing everything that you kept asking the narcissist to do. Now they're doing it with the new supply. And you're wondering, why didn't I get that? Because they purposely didn't give it to you. Because they want to trauma bond you. So they confuse the brain through torment to forgiveness. Torment through forgiveness. They ask you to forgive them. They ask you to love them. They promise not to never do it again. They go even get counseling. But they don't stick with the counseling. They bail out. Because they said the counselor is biased and whatever. And the whole thing was never to get help. It was to get you trauma bonded. You are the total ideology. You are the total intent of the narcissist. And the intent of the narcissist is to trap you in, especially if you're the primal supply. You're the primary supply. You are the fetal source of return. And what the narcissist does is make sure that you are held captive by their will at any time they want to. So the shadow walker is the new supply that stalks you. You notice you go to a store and all of a sudden you keep seeing this person that is there. Somehow they are around, and they even may contact you on Facebook, on Instagram, asking you questions. Be leery of new people that are inquiring of you and just happen to mention the narcissist's name or something about the narcissist. Or I noticed that you used to be. And they want to get information to make sure that the narcissist is not seeing you or going behind their back, cheating with you once again. So the shadow walker never get the security of being with the narcissist without the imagery of who they think you are. And usually the shadow walker will build up your image so they will never ever meet the standard that they built. They build you into this celebrity. They build you into this unchallengeable individual. They build you and make you perfect. And they don't realize they're killing their confidence. They're destroying themselves by following you, and you don't even know them, and they don't really know you other than what the narcissist is telling them. And they get deeper in the grip of the narcissist. They get more trapped by the narcissist. So the shadow walker is the new supply trying to live in the image of the old supply, and they never meet the standard. It's like being with a martyr. Once a person died, you will never meet that standard, because the person that loved the martyr will always build them beyond human existence. So you can never, ever meet that standard. And for you, old supply, stop grieving. Stop crying. You got a person out there that is a fan, and it's an illegal fan, and it's an involuntary fan, and they have built you up to something that they would never be, that they would never become. And when the narcissist build you, be careful of a Hoover, because that's what the narcissist is doing, is setting you up of a Hoover. And the primary supply is something that is not easy to get rid of, even if they are replaced. That is old past proven energy, and you have to get a new supply, and it takes a lot of energy to work that new supply, to mold that new supply, to condition that new supply. And 9 times out of 10, that new supply has been on the hook for a long time, and they don't totally let you go until they've hooked that new supply and got them on board. So the shadow walker is somebody who live in your image. They want to dress like you. You may notice that if you got red hair and they had blonde hair, all of a sudden they got red hair. If you had long hair and you cut your hair, all of a sudden they cut their hair. Or if you had short hair and you don't went long, they go long. They start to imitate you because they think that's what the narcissist want. And the narcissist is fabricating. They're faking it, because the narcissist discarded or you escape. And so that was a blow to the narcissist. And the narcissist want to start something fresh, because every time they look like you, they remind the narcissist of the old supply. And when you remind the narcissist of the old supply, guess what the narcissist is thinking about? The old supply. Guess what the narcissist want? The old supply. Not because they love them, because there was fuel. There was constant fuel. They didn't have to worry about the fuel. You was the old faithful, proved and tried. That's what the shadow walker is. And many of you, old supply, have a shadow walker trying to fit your description, trying to be everything that you are. And they think that's what the narcissist want. And it's not what you want. Don't call the new supply. Don't argue with them, because that's going to take you down from a standard that is too high for them to meet. Don't try to contact them. Don't do any of that. Move forward, because you are now a celebrity, because the shadow walker will never meet the standard. I am Helen Sattler. I am your destiny helper. Remember, don't forget to subscribe and meet me on the next video. God bless.